So in the Bhagavad Gita, after Krishna lays out this whole path of devotion, or Bhakti Yoga, he then paints this incredible picture of the destination. What does it actually look like to achieve that profound inner peace, that total liberation, all while you're still living your life in the world? So let's dive in and explore the qualities of this enlightened person. And really, that's the big question here, isn't it? What does it actually mean to be truly free, but right here, right now? It's not about running away from life. It's about completely transforming how we experience it, from the inside out. And this leads us to this amazing concept of a Jivan Mukta. Okay, so what are we even talking about when we say a pious person in this context? Well, the Sanskrit term is Jivan Mukta, and that literally means someone who is liberated while still living. This has nothing to do with just acting religious or pious on the outside. This is a state of deep, profound inner transformation. It's a whole different ballgame.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about this liberated life and why this description is so important. Then we'll get into the really cool part, the massive shift in how this person sees reality. From there, we'll look at the unshakable mind that results from that shift. Then we'll see how that inner peace changes how they act in the world. And finally, we'll tie it all back to the path of devotion.
It's kind of like Krishna saying, okay, I've shown you the road, now let me show you the incredible view from the destination. This isn't just a fantasy, it's a guide. It's a "you are here" marker on the spiritual map, showing us what's totally possible for every single one of us.
Now, why even describe this person? This is super important. It's not a tool to go around judging other people. Not at all. It's meant to be a roadmap to motivate us, to show us what's real and achievable. It's like a scale, but for our own personal growth. It makes this idea of merging with God something real and tangible. Basically, it's a call to action, to encourage us to put in the conscious effort, because the destination is worth it.
Okay, let's get into the really mind-bending stuff. Where does this all start? Well, the most fundamental change for an enlightened person is a complete 180-degree shift in how they perceive reality. They literally see the world and their place in it in a completely new light.
And this chart, wow, it just lays it out so clearly. You see, where an ordinary person says, this is my stuff, the enlightened person thinks, I'm just a trustee of God's property. Where we say, I am my body, I am my mind, they see them as just tools, instruments to be used. And here's the big one, where we see the world as solid and real, they understand it as a grand illusion.
And that's the secret sauce right there. Think about it. If life is like a cosmic drama, a movie playing out, how can you really hate one of the characters? I mean, they're just playing a role. This perspective doesn't make you apathetic. It frees you from getting tangled up in all the emotional ups and downs of the story.
These next two analogies are just fantastic. Think about it. The body is like a rented house. You live in it, you take care of it, you keep it clean, but you don't panic if it gets a crack in the wall because you know it's not actually you. And the ego? It's just a shadow. I mean, if someone steps on your shadow, are you hurt? Of course not. It's just a shadow. In the same way, insults, blame, they become completely meaningless.
So, you can imagine, when your whole view of reality shifts like that, what happens inside? Well, you get this absolutely unshakable mind. It's a state of inner serenity and stability that's just unshakable. And this is a really key point. These aren't things they're trying to do. It's not like they're gritting their teeth to be patient. These qualities are just the natural result of their enlightenment. So you have equanimity, this deep neutrality, whether things are good or bad, you gain or you lose. There's this profound fulfillment where you just don't need anything more. Patience is effortless, and forgiveness, well, it just flows naturally because you understand that people are just acting out their own programming, their own limitations.
This reminds me of that incredible statement from Jesus on the cross. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. That is the perfect example of this kind of forgiveness. It's not about pardoning some crime. It's a deep, fundamental understanding that people who cause harm are often trapped and just unaware. It's a forgiveness that comes from a place of wisdom.
And this next part, it's a total game changer. For most of us, our mind is the master, right? It yanks us around with all its fears and desires. But for the enlightened person, the mind becomes a tool. It's like a skilled rider on a powerful horse. The rider is in charge, directing that power with intelligence, not just getting dragged all over the place. Okay, so we've seen the new reality, we've seen the peaceful inner world, but what does this person actually do? How do they live and interact with others? This brings us to the idea of action without attachment.
So the very first quality that's mentioned is, get this, they hate no one, not a single living being. And that isn't just some nice, fluffy sentiment. It's the absolute logical conclusion of their inner state.
And there's a perfect logic to it. Just follow me here. An enlightened person has no desires because, well, they've already arrived. They're at the destination. Now, if you don't have any personal goals you're trying to achieve, then nobody can possibly stand in your way as a hurdle or an obstacle. And if there are no obstacles, there's simply no reason for hatred to ever pop up. It makes perfect sense.
So when they interact with people, you see this incredible freedom. They're genuinely friendly to everyone, offering love without needing anything back. They're kind because they see the suffering in the world and want to help others move forward. They are totally independent. They don't need anyone or anything for their own happiness or security. And because of that, they can be impartial, taking no sides except the side of what is right, of Dharma itself.
So, after painting this incredibly detailed picture of an enlightened person, Krishna is basically wrapping up a huge part of his teaching in the Gita.
You know, this description really is the grand finale for this whole section of the Gita that focuses on God, which runs all the way from chapter 7 through chapter 12. It shows us the ultimate result, the final fruit of walking this path. And he leaves us with this beautiful final promise. Krishna says that anyone who follows this path with true faith, making the divine the one and only goal, becomes very, very dear to me. It's this powerful reminder that it's not about being perfect from day one. It's about our dedicated focus on the journey. And that brings us right back to where we started, with a question. But this one's for you. We've seen the destination. This description is a mirror. It's a map. So the real question isn't, have I arrived yet? It's much simpler. It's just, where are you on the path?